Next, offering the disclaimer, we're getting into spoiler territory should this all turn out to be true. Also, we're in rumor and speculation as well, because we can't corroborate what this person said, but they have been phenomenal in the past. WDW Pro then revealed that his source had claimed that a major plot point of the film was Sue's realization that she had been sacrificing so much of herself being in a relationship with him. Why can't this just be a film about the Fantastic Four battling Doctor Doom? Hell, I'd take them battling the Mole Man at this point. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. Avengers Endgame was the last MCU film that I watched, and I'm done with the franchise. I never did have any hope for the Fantastic Four, so even though I'm surprised that they're trying to make this a Sue Storm-centric Fantastic Four, especially with the failure of the MCU and the fact that, right now, they're afraid to release the Marvels, they're afraid to release Echo, they're apparently canceling other projects that were a part of this Go Woke push that they've been doing with these substandard E and F list superheroes instead of just giving us the classic characters or more popular characters. I don't get it. I don't know how or why ESG would be so important to them that they're willing to destroy billion-dollar generating franchises just to get ESG. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I don't know what the hell Kevin Feige is doing. He saw what worked. He saw the benefits of doing all that. And I don't know, does he think that because the first Black Panther was successful, because it included a lot of black people in it, that constantly he's going to try to find another Black Panther in the Marvels or Echo? No, he can't possibly think that. Black Captain America is not going to go over with anybody. Your boy Zach said this, and I agree. He said, you can go to Detroit, Chicago, you can go to Harlem, Brooklyn, go to a lot of black guys and say, who do you like better, Captain America or Falcon? 99.99% of those brothers would say they like Captain America more. That's just how it is. I like Falcon. Falcon's fine. I don't need Falcon to be Captain America. I'd rather Falcon just be Falcon. And everybody to have their role and their own identity. Not an identity where they say, never mind, I'm not even going to get to that right now. So, it looks like, because I thought they were going to race swap the characters, but it looks like they're not going to race swap the Fantastic Four, at least not Reed and Sue. I didn't like their choice of Adam Driver and Margot Robbie for Reed and Sue. But it looks like now it's probably going to be Vanessa Kirby, who I think is too old to play Sue. Maybe not, if you picture Sue now, you probably would say, yeah, Vanessa Kirby would be good for that. But if you're going to start off with the Fantastic Four, Sue is younger than that. Sue's not in her 30s. She's early 20s, maybe mid 20s. So there was a couple of girls who I think have the look for Sue. And that's the thing. She's not just young, but she's really fucking hot. Now, Vanessa Kirby is really attractive, but Sue is really hot. And she has it's just weird, like this Grace Kelly, Princess of Monaco, I don't know, socialite look. But she's also built like a brick shit house. But anyway, I don't know. Even though Johnny was talking shit about her in a John Byrne issue where she lost her clothes for some reason. And she was invisible, and Reed's like, yeah, Sue, honey, why are you invisible still? And she's like, oh, I lost my clothes. I don't mind being nude in front of you or Johnny, but Thing and Black Panther is here too. I don't want them seeing me. And Johnny's like, girl, you ain't got nothing nobody want. Go ahead and turn invisible. Nobody care. Black Panther ain't gonna care about your little white tail. But so I think that, well, they're going to do it. They're not good enough to do it. My favorite run of the Fantastic Four is John Byrne's run. I've just started Lee Kirby's run, and the great thing about that is how much the Thing in the first 10 issues, only read the first volume. The first 10 issues, the Thing has actively tried to kill and murder them on several occasions, and it's great. And I know that it's clearly, Fantastic Four is written for children, for boys, because I know Thing in particular must have been really popular because of how insane and crazy he actually is. He's constantly attacking them, and he becomes Blackbeard the pirate. He makes them walk the plank. He's yelling at Sue to be with him. He's always trying to get after Johnny. And it's funny too how Johnny is like the actual hero because he's the youngest one, and so yeah, he's the one that the boys would like gravitate to as the one they would see themselves as. And Johnny's always saving the day, like really powerful and good shit. And the thing, this idea that they're going to make Sue Storm the focus of Fantastic Four, who I love Sue. I think she's great, especially the way she's written by Byrne. I mean, I think a lot of people have dropped the ball. Wade wrote a really good miniseries with Storm, but she wasn't Storm by the end of it. She was talking about how she's got to hold back from killing people. So that's not how she is at all. And I hate that. I hate when they do things like, poor Reed. They've just destroyed Reed. Like, I don't want to get into it because there's a whole history of shit that I've seen. I hate the beard. I hate how he was acting in King in Black series, all that stuff. I hate the evil version of Reed. I hate all that shit. Reed, at his heart, is a very good guy. This idea that Sue is sacrificing anything to be with him is absurd. This narrative that men are useless and meaningless, even when they have things that they're actually good at and interested in, is absurd. Women have victimized themselves to the point where the entire slant of media is geared towards women have to be empowered. Even in male entertainment, women have to be empowered. Even if this is built by men for men, women have to be a part of it. If too many men get together, it's something bad's going to happen to women. It's insane. It's fucking insane. The fact that you're going to make a Fantastic Four movie, and instead of just going, hey, we already have the template right here. We have the comic books, number one, but we also have The Incredibles. The best Fantastic Four film is The Incredibles. And instead of just going along with that, for whatever reason, and maybe this is not true, but I absolutely believe that that's what they're doing, that they can't get out of their own way, that they're going to do a Fantastic Four movie. And instead of race swapping the characters, they're just going to make Sue the star, and they're going to make her hate her husband for some reason. And again, Reed is such a good guy. And the problem with a lot of writers is that they're not very good, they're not very smart, and they're not very talented. I mean, they have these roles, but they don't really care about these characters. You look at Superman. Superman is constantly being debased because people just don't want to sit down and just write a good guy, because that's too boring. This fake drama they need to create, so they got to make him edgy, or they got to make him dark, and they got to make him a killer. All these things that Superman is not. And with Reed, like, I was listening to Wes and Doc on Thinking Critical. They were talking about, you know, this subject. And even they were talking shit about Reed. Oh, Reed's not very masculine. It's like Reed is extremely masculine. Like, the guy is brave like to a fault. Brave to the point where he won't fucking kill somebody that could possibly kill them. He'd rather talk them down than actually kill them. You know, he protected Galactus. You know, he's the type of person, and I said this in that Spider-Man story when they were like that stupid Zeb Wells first issue in that whole series where allegedly Reed and Sue were angry at Peter Parker because he stole from them. They would be disappointed in him, which would be worse, and they wouldn't be like, we're not talking to you because you stole from us. All Peter would have to say is, hey, look, nobody was around, there's an emergency, I had to do it, really sorry. Reed would be like, I'm sorry we weren't here to help you, and you know, it's a shame that things worked out the way it did, because I think he blew something up. But to about Peter, it's not this thing where, because even Doc and Wes were making it sound like Reed is the type of person that he's so smart that he's arrogant about his intelligence, and it's like he's not human. And I didn't say all of this, but it's this thing where you like, he's so smart that he can't connect with his emotions or with other people. Now, there was that storyline where he didn't take Sue seriously about how she was turned into Malice, because to him, you know, the psycho man or whatever, I forgot the fucking dude's name, whatever. See, as far as Reed was concerned, it was his fault. But Sue was like, no, this motherfucker violated me. I want my revenge against this asshole. And he was just like, okay. I mean, she had to yell at him to get him to say, look, this is serious to me. It's not just, oh, he did it, it's not my fault. He violated me and I need revenge. And so he's like, oh, okay. But he's not the type of person who's just like, I'm not human, I don't know how you feel. It's no wonder that the actors are turning down the role. Of course they are. You know, Mahershala Ali basically turned down Blade because of that stupid ass script. I know he's still attached to the project, but he's like, if I'm going to be in this movie, I'm not going to be working from this piece of shit script. And I hate how they do this thing in the comics where this little 5-year-old black girl is now the smartest and greatest intellect on the planet or whatever. Not Reed anymore. They've taken that from him. It's so fucking stupid. Nobody cares about this little stupid ass Moon Girl, Double Dinosaur, and I've read most of the comics, and I don't really care about her. It just sucks. Like I said, I don't care about the MCU. They can just destroy the Fantastic Four if they want. It just sucks to see such a great property, such great characters, because I love all of them. And like I said, Reed is smart and brave and kind, and he's so reassuring all the time. It's hard to describe. He's like Superman. He has that element. Captain America has it too. That thing where, with him on the case, things are going to be done well. I hate Civil War, the comic book version of it, mainly because Miller did such a terrible job with Reed and Tony. It made them the villains the way he did. It's so cynical and hateful. I don't know. Miller works best when he's writing his own characters for the most part, although he wrote a great Superman Adventure series. But anyway, whatever. Getting back to it. It sucks to see the Fantastic Four be wasted when Feige, all he had to do after Endgame was say, hey, we're rebooting everything. And instead of listening to these stupid ass feminists / SJWs, whatever, instead of doing that, he should have just said, hey, look, Endgame is the end of this version of the MCU. We're going to reboot everything, starting with the Fantastic Four. And we're going to go with the more classic version of these characters. We're going to have Fantastic Four, we're going to have a new version of the Avengers, we're going to have the X-Men, and just go from there. But they squandered it. They destroyed it. Bob Iger, he bought Marvel and Star Wars for boys, then immediately allowed Kathleen Kennedy to take Star Wars over. And even though George Lucas never said that the Force is male, she says the Force is female. And you have all these clowns wearing these Force is female t-shirts when none of those assholes even know what the Force is.